Welcome to Cozy English Corner. I am Alex. If you look outside our window today in Columbus, Ohio, you will see exactly what December usually brings us: a flat, gray sky and a sharp drop in temperature.
That is so true, Alex. The wind coming off the Olentangy River is freezing right now. But at the same time, the trees in the short north are wrapped in thousands of beautiful lights.
Exactly. There is a strong contrast this time of year. Today, we are going to teach you how to talk about Christmas in English. But we are not just going to teach you textbook phrases. We want to discuss the reality of the season. To help me do this, I have Emma with me. She is an event coordinator here in Columbus, and she sees the reality of holiday expectations every day.
Thank you, Alex. It is a busy season. I plan large corporate holiday parties and family gatherings. People expect magic, but creating that magic requires a lot of stress.
I want to start with something simple: the greetings. When learning English, people are taught to say Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays. These are correct and natural. You can use them anywhere, from the local Kroger grocery store to a family dinner. But Emma, what happens when someone is not feeling happy?
That is the difficult part. Midwestern culture requires us to be friendly. When a cashier says, "Merry Christmas," you feel an obligation to smile widely and say it back, even if you are deeply exhausted.
I understand. The language demands a performance. When you say Merry Christmas, you are supposed to sound cheerful. Let us practice that for our learners. Try to put a small smile in your voice.
Yes, you just say Merry Christmas. Or if you want to be inclusive of all celebrations, Happy Holidays. It is simple, but your tone matters completely.
Now let us talk about the visual aspects. When native speakers see decorations, they use small phrases to show appreciation. They might say, "The tree looks amazing."
Or they might say, "Look at those lights." It is a way of participating in the joy. But Alex, as someone who hangs thousands of those lights for clients, I can tell you there is a darker side to the perfection.
Please, explain that. What do people not see when they say, "The tree looks amazing"?
They do not see the financial strain. The pressure to create a perfect experience often leads to massive credit card debt. Many people in Ohio work hard all year just to spend their savings in 1 month.
That brings us to a very important vocabulary topic: gifts. When we give a gift in English, a very common and natural phrase is, "Here you go."
Yes, you hand the box to your friend and say, "Here you go." And the person receiving it might say, "Thank you so much," or "This is perfect."
But the reality behind "this is perfect" is sometimes very different. I read a fascinating study in behavioral psychology recently.
Oh, what did the study say?
It is about the concept of the hedonic treadmill. When we receive a physical item, our brain releases a quick spike of dopamine. It feels great for a moment, but that chemical reaction fades very quickly.
That makes total sense. We unwrap the gift. The word is unwrap, by the way, for our listeners. We unwrap it. We feel happy for 10 minutes, and then the joy is gone. But the person who bought it is paying for it for 6 months.
Exactly. The debt stays awake with them at night in January. When someone gives you a gift, the English phrase is, "I cannot wait to unwrap it." It shows excitement.
But as adults, many of us actually cannot wait for the season to be over. We smile and say, "I love this," but internally, we are worried about our bank accounts.
This leads us to traditions. To express this in English, native speakers say, "It is our tradition." For example, "It is our tradition to decorate the tree on Christmas Eve."
Traditions are interesting. We hold on to them so tightly. We always hang ornaments carefully. It is so much fun. That is what we tell ourselves.
Why do you think people force the fun, Emma, even when they are exhausted?
I see it in my events. People want to recreate a feeling from their childhood. They remember feeling safe and loved, so they think if they buy the same food and play the same music, that feeling will return.
That is profound. You are trying to buy nostalgia. But the burden of creating that nostalgia usually falls on one person. Usually it is a mother or a host who cooks and cleans.
Yes, the host will smile and say, We celebrate Christmas with family and friends. But behind closed doors, they are checking their watch, wondering when everyone will leave.
If you are learning English, the phrase "we celebrate" is very useful. We celebrate with a big dinner. But it is equally important to know how to express relief when it is over.
I hear people say, "I am just glad we survived the holidays." It is meant as a joke, but it holds a lot of truth.
Let us talk about expressing anticipation. The phrase learners are always taught is "I look forward to." For example, "I look forward to Christmas dinner."
That is a very polite and correct phrase. You would use that with coworkers or acquaintances. I look forward to seeing everyone. It is safe.
But with friends, native speakers use something stronger. They say, "I cannot wait," as in, "I cannot wait for the party tonight."
The interesting thing about "I cannot wait" is how versatile it is. You can say, "I cannot wait to see you" with genuine love. Or you can say, "I cannot wait for January" with sheer exhaustion.
That is the beauty of natural English. The emotion carries the meaning. Listeners, practice this. Try saying, "I cannot wait to unwrap my gifts" with excitement. Now try saying, "I cannot wait for this to be over" with a long sigh. It is the exact same grammatical structure.
I have used both of those sentences in the same hour while organizing a corporate event in downtown Columbus.
Another counterintuitive fact about this season involves music. Stores start playing Christmas music in early November. People think it builds joy.
I know where you're going with this. For retail workers, the constant repetition of those songs actually triggers a psychological stress response.
Yes, it is called the mere exposure effect. But it reverses when the exposure is forced and continuous. It stops being festive and becomes a reminder of long hours and angry customers.
So when you are in a store and you want to practice your English, do not just tell the cashier, "The music is beautiful." Be kind to them. Say, "I hope you get to rest soon."
That is excellent advice. Real fluency is not just knowing the vocabulary, it is reading the room. It is understanding the context of the person you are speaking to.
If we want to summarize the natural way to speak about Christmas, we should focus on those short, genuine reactions. When someone shows you something nice, say, "Wow, that is amazing."
And if you receive a gift, say, "Thank you so much. I cannot wait to use it." You combine gratitude with anticipation.
But also give yourself permission to be honest with your close friends. It is okay to say, "I am feeling overwhelmed with all the traditions." That is real English.
I want our learners to take away this lesson today. Do not memorize long, robotic sentences. Focus on short phrases and deliver them with true emotion.
Yes, repetition and emotion. If you practice saying, "I look forward to it" 5 times today, it will become natural to you. Just make sure your face matches your words.
To everyone listening, whether you are dealing with the gray snow in Ohio or a sunny December elsewhere, we hope this gives you confidence. Practice aloud. Speak these phrases in your room.
And if you are feeling the pressure of the season, remember that you are not alone. The quiet moments are often much better than the perfect, expensive ones.
Thank you, Emma. Your perspective has made this lesson much richer. Listeners, keep practicing. Learn the vocabulary of joy, but do not be afraid to express your real life. We will see you in the next episode of Cozy English Corner. Until then, stay warm and speak fearlessly.